Classic Country, KSLI, 1280.
You're listening to WYLIE Lady Bulldog Volleyball, powered by Taylor Electric Co-op. Now, back to the court with Matt McGraw on 1280 AM KSLI.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Friday to you. As you did hear, it is almost time for WYLIE Volleyball. Yes, 1280 KSLI. It's a great place for classic country, a bunch of the old school country western artists here, but it's also your home for WYLIE Athletics. Pretty much everything but football. WYLIE Bulldogs football we air over on the sister station on the FM, 105.1 FM. That's Team 105. But WYLIE Volleyball gets to put their games right here on 1280 when it gets to be hoops season. WYLIE girls and boys basketball will be right here. And in the spring, when we get back outside, WYLIE softball and WYLIE Bulldog baseball. It's right here on 1280 KSLI. This is, of course, a station owned by Town Square Media, and that's kind of a partner of ours. Our company is slightly different. Our company in association with Town Square is called Bulldogs Live Online, and it's good to be back for another year. We've been doing this for quite a long time now. I believe year 8. Hard to believe, but you can check us out, Bulldogs Live Online, at our website, bulldogsliveonline.com. So this WYLIE Volleyball broadcast is a production of Bulldogs Live Online in association with Town Square Media. And it's a good one for you on a football Friday, on a very soggy Friday, as we are here in Abilene, and it's been raining all week here in Abilene. Of course, we were guaranteed 100% chance of rain when we knew that it was time for the West Texas Fair and Rodeo to be here. So West Texas Fair got here, and the skies opened up and started pouring down rain every single day. It's getting a little bit dicey in a few places in Abilene as far as how much water has been collected over the week and getting a little bit of flooding. Just this is volleyball, but I got to tell you this. There's a football game that's going to be played between Bangs and Holly. Bangs down by Brownwood, and that's interesting enough because that's our opponent tonight for this volleyball game that's going to serve it up at the top of the hour. Brownwood, an old district rival, is here in Abilene at Bulldog Gym. So the Brownwood Lady Lions, your WYLIE Lady Bulldogs. But I saw, this is no joke, Bangs was going to play Holly. Well, if you know where Holly is, it's just a few miles to the north of Abilene, kind of up 277 to get to Holly. And they're still going to play tonight. But get this, Bangs was going to play at Holly. It was going to be Bangs at Holly. Holly getting a home game tonight. Their field is unplayable. The Holly field is unplayable. Some standing water, just pure sogginess, probably a natural grass surface. And so, but I tell you what, one of the universities in town, very gracious, it's Hardin-Simmons University. There's going to be a game at Hardin-Simmons University tonight. Hardin-Simmons does have the turf, so it'll be slick, but not super soggy and no standing water at HSU. So their Bangs and Holly are going to play at Hardin-Simmons tonight. Still a kickoff at 7:30, but that's only because Holly's field is a complete swamp. But, of course, that doesn't affect us with this sport that we're inside in Bulldog Gym playing some volleyball. And, again, looking forward to that one. So come on, if you're just getting off work, come on over to South Abilene, you know where WYLIE High School is. We're off of Antley Road. Come in out of the rain. I know it's not raining right now, but The skies look like they're going to rain again. Why would you go to the fair? It's too wet. Don't go to the fair. You know, as soon as you show up, it's going to start raining. That's what it does. So come on over to Bulldog Gym. And then after you're done with this game, Wylie and Brownwood, the Bulldog football team is home tonight as well for a Class 5A school coming in out of Lubbock. Lubbock Monterey is here in Abilene tonight. The Lubbock Monterey Plainsmen and Hugh Sandifer and the Wylie Bulldogs tonight at Bulldog Stadium, 7:30 on that kickoff. But here we are for Wylie volleyball and the Brownwood Lady Lions, and certainly looking forward to this one because it still means a little bit. It's no longer a district game. Wylie's been playing Brownwood in district play in all the sports for about 6 years now, 6 straight years. But of course, Brownwood staying in Class 4A, Wylie moving up to Class 5A. Wylie now in a district with the Cooper Cougars and no longer in a district with Brownwood, but going to keep them on the schedule in volleyball and probably a lot of other sports because I know they're on the schedule in football this year, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Wylie and Brownwood play some basketball and baseball in some non-district action because it's just a perfect game. We respect Brownwood. We love the competition that Brownwood will bring, and it's also somewhat close. Again, it's over an hour away, but when Wylie knows its new district has like Wichita Falls and Aledo, those are 2+ hour trips, so always good to schedule a local team. I call Brownwood a local team down there in the valley, if you will, the heartland. So Brownwood, they came up here in the rain today to play this volleyball game, and it's going to be another tough one. Wylie has scheduled nothing but tough competition, and thus they come in having dropped their last 2 volleyball matches. So on a small 2-game losing streak. It started a week ago last Friday when Wylie was swept in straight sets by a good Midland High team. And then earlier this week, this past Tuesday, Wylie played another very good team and another team that's a 6A program. That was San Angelo Central. Wylie was on the road earlier and lost that one as well in straight sets, losing again to Central. And so ready to shake that 2-game losing streak off, hopefully get back into the win column against the Brownwood Lady Lions. But they still have one of their best players that they've had since she was a freshman. She is a heavy hitter. She can certainly rack up the kills. So just one player for you to listen out for the opponent for Brownwood. And that, of course, is Miller, Tori Miller. She's now a senior. I was like, her again? How many years does she have? But that's just because she's been playing volleyball since she was a freshman at Brownwood. Now her senior year, and again, she is just an offensive threat, a big-time hitter that Wylie going to have to contend with, Tori Miller. But Wylie's got some hitters of their own that have been really playing pretty well against, as I said, Midland High and San Angelo Central. They were so much taller than Wylie was, and it was just an incredibly tough task, not only just to perhaps beat those teams, but even just to stay competitive and even just to try to get spikes to fall. Those 2 teams that Wylie just got done playing were so big at the net they could block a lot of Wylie's spikes, but they were also excellent defensively, excellent on the back row with their defensive specialists and their liberos. And so they were always digging out the Wylie kill attempts. But Wylie's got some hitters. One of the better ones, number 4, Karis Christian. You're also going to see some good kill attempts out of number 12, Madison Burden, number 14, Ginger Landman. Some good defense going to be played by defensive specialist number 3, Morgan Forrest, number 1, the libero, Pearson Sanders, and the 2 setters. They're very young setters, but they're getting better each and every game, and that's one's a freshman, number 11, Lexi Miller, a freshman setter for Wylie. And then the other one's a sophomore setter, number 7, Riley Hayes. So Hayes, the sophomore, Miller, the freshman, are the ones that are kind of setting up these hitters for Wylie. And, of course, Wylie still we don't always talk and don't ever make too big a deal out of it, but Wylie is still down one of their better volleyball players, but she's not out for the year, but she's still not ready to play tonight. Of course, that would be now a junior, the junior number 9, Keaton Davis. And Davis, just an all-around player, but also a really good spiker, really good hitter. And so her absence has been noticeable, and that's probably led to some of these games that Wylie has been swept on and unable to even take a set. That's how good and how critical the play of Keaton Davis is to this team. But when she's out, it is classic. They talk about it in football, next man up. That's the way it goes here in volleyball as well. So I know these younger girls for WYLIE have been enjoying getting to try out a few more combinations and a few more rotations, a different six when it's normally going to be Keaton Davis out there all the time. But she should be ready here in a couple weeks. She has a hurt hand right now, so we wish her all the best. But WYLIE going to do what they can do to get a win here. It's still just non-district, but I know these girls want to shake off that 2-game losing streak and get back into that win column. You've been listening to the WYLIE Volleyball pregame show. It's been presented by Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper, the presenting sponsor this year for 2018 WYLIE Volleyball. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have the first serve pretty much. We'll introduce the rosters. They'll have to play up the national anthem. We will have the first serve for you after this timeout. You're listening to WYLIE Volleyball and the old rivals about to hook it up again. The Brownwood Lady Lions and your WYLIE Lady Bulldogs will be back with more action right here on 1280 AM.
Hey there.
Hey there.
My son's going to help me.
Come to help me.
Yep, it's the copy game.
Copy game.
I could say anything right now, and he'd repeat it.
It.
I just love Brussels sprouts.
I just love, hey.
I'm careful what I say around him. I also try to make sure I pass on good energy-saving habits. You should, too. Save energy and money at TogetherWeSave.com.
TogetherWeSave.com.
You know, my dad is the coolest.
My dad thinks he's funny.
A message from your hometown co-op. It's Taylor Electric Cooperative in Merkel.
What does the one-of-a-kind taste of Dr. Pepper sound like? Let's have a listen. Apparently, the one-of-a-kind taste of Dr. Pepper sounds a lot like this Southern gospel choir lady passionately singing her heart out. Grab yourself an ice-cold Dr. Pepper today. It tastes even better than it sounds. Dr. Pepper, always one of a kind. Reactions may vary. Some might hear church bells, standing ovations, babies laughing, inspirational songs from sports movies, or sunshine. It's really hard to say. Enjoy.
If this is your idea of going to the dentist, it's time for you to make a change. At Borland Family Dentistry, we'll make your smile beautiful and healthy with a simple checkup, or by using one of the most advanced cosmetic procedures. Let's make your smile something to smile about. Borland Family Dentistry. 2 great dentists, 1 awesome team. Borland Family Dentistry. You'll love your smile again. Now, same-day appointments. 695-3300.
First Financial opened for business in 1890, so this marks our 125th year serving the people of Texas. Through that time and an ever-changing financial landscape, we've continued to thrive. How? Our customers. We wouldn't be here without you. So thank you for coming to us to help grow your business. Buy a house, save for college, plan for retirement. Thanks to you, after 125 years, we're just getting started. First Financial. You first. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Is it sprained? Is it strained? Is it fractured? Should I use ice or should I use heat? Wow, do we need a surgeon? Abilene Bone and Joint and Action Sports Medicine has your answer to your questions. Saturday mornings beginning August 8th through football season, come for free sports evaluations from 9 until 11 a.m. There's an x-ray and open MRI on site which will speed your diagnosis. Action helps you get back in the action. 1633 Cottonwood. Call them at 676-5633. Action. Excellence in sports medicine and physical therapy. Hi, this is Trace Michaels, and I can tell you from experience that my child loved going to the dentist. What? My child loved going to the dentist, and the reason why is because he goes to Abilene Pediatric Dental Associates. They are the most trained and equipped people to provide dental care to all children. Abilene Pediatric Dental Associates is the home of Abilene's only board-certified pediatric dentist. If your child doesn't like to go to the dentist, give them a try. Abilene Pediatric Dental Associates. To get on board, call 325-437-5284.
Now, back to WYLIE Lady Bulldog Volleyball. Powered by Taylor Electric Co-op on 1280 AM KSLI.
And we're back. Listening to a little bit of the WYLIE PA. He's just begun the WYLIE roster. He's at number 3 right now. It's a little garbled today, so we'll just we'll talk about them as they come across here. But it is time for Brownwood and WYLIE to serve it up. Brownwood in the traditional maroon of the Lions and Lady Lions, just maroon long sleeve jerseys with white letters and numbers and the black volleyball shorts and the black knee pads with that maroon jersey, and Wylie wearing their home white unis, the white long sleeve jersey with the purple numbers and letters and the black volleyball shorts with white knee pads. So Brownwood black knee pads, Wylie white knee pads, and crowd looking good here for this early start. In fact, I see some posters. I see some of the student body here at Bulldog Gym with some posters. Go Wylie volleyball. So it's going to be a good atmosphere here. As we said, it's a little cool crispness into the air. We flip the calendar to September, and maybe fall. It's feeling like fall, even though fall not quite here. I believe fall officially starts September 21st, but we're almost ready to serve this one up. We're going to be playing to 25 each game, each set to 25. Got to win by 2, and it's the first to take 3 sets tonight will win this match. The two teams are circled up right now on their respective sides of the net here on the court at Wylie Bulldog Gym. Our company, Bulldogs Live Online, we got you covered on the social media. We're tweeting live during this game, so follow us on Twitter, and you can tweet at us at BDogs Live Online. Again, our handle at BDogs Live Online. There goes Wylie. The Wylie players making a lot of noise today. They always do that right before they break their circle and get onto the court and serve this one up. And we got a new sponsor here with Wylie Volleyball and with all Wylie Sports, and they are going to sponsor this opening set. So this first set brought to you today by our new friends at Edible Arrangements. Edible Arrangements sponsoring game number 1 this afternoon. They are at 4102 Buffalo Gap Road, open 7 days a week. It's some good stuff there. Check them out online, ediblearrangements.com. So we're ready for the Edible Arrangements first set. And each of our matches, when the very first serve is served up, we call it the Dr. Pepper first serve. Wylie going to start this game number 1 on my right. So Wylie's attack, they'll be hitting and serving their balls right to left here in the opening set. The 6 for Wylie. On the back row, number 10, Lily New. Number 1, Pearson Sanders. Number 4, Karis Christian. Front row, number 14, Ginger Latman. Number 11, Lexi Miller. And you see that last one there. That's number 12, Madison Burden. Brownwood serves. Wylie receives and sets up Christian. And Wylie is on the board. The set came from freshman setter Lexi Miller, so Miller gets an assist and the first kill of the afternoon. And the first point is courtesy of number 4, Karis Christian. Wylie will now serve for the first time. Burden, a right to left service, and she's serving up an ace. So Wylie starting quickly, and there were several players on the bench jumping up for that ace. 2-0. That ace going to put some money right now into our scholarship fund, as does the kill. I'll talk about it here in a second. Brownwood struggling again with the serve. And this one not an ace, but Brownwood mishit it and then eventually could not return serve in 3 hits. Couldn't get it over the net, so another point Wylie, 3-0. Burden, another service, right to left in play. Brownwood setting up Miller, and they'll score. Number 13, that's their best player, Tori Miller, and it's a 3-1 game. Every single kill this season, our company, Bulldogs Live Online, has a scholarship fund. It's the Bulldogs Live Online Scholarship Fund, and all kills get a donation from Portland Family Dentistry. Here they're setting up for Dobie. And Wylie's outside hitter, Dobie, spikes it, but into the net at a point, Brownwood. 3-2, Wylie up here early in the opening set. So again, Portland Family Dentistry, our kill sponsor, donating money to our scholarship fund. Talk about the ace in just a second. Here's Karis Christian attacking the block, pounding it into the block and down for a Wylie point. When Madison Burden got an ace, it was the same thing, a donation to the scholarship fund. Our ace donation coming from Lawrence Hall the Chevy, and GM dealer donating money to the scholarship fund for every ace. Ginger Landman, a right to left service, and she'll serve up an ace. 5-2. Wylie out early here on the Brownwood Lady Lions in the opening set. Game number 1. Tonight's sponsor for game 1, Edible Arrangements in Abilene. Here's another serve. It's right to left. It's in place. Another good one. Brownwood struggling a bit with it, but there's Miller. Wow. He chose to go with a tip shot. A short little tip, and it falls to the floor on Wylie's side for a point, Brownwood. This is a Brownwood team that they've got several seniors now, so a good senior representation for Brownwood. And, of course, their best player now, a senior, Tori Miller. Still, I could say somewhat of a young team, but they got four seniors. I only mention that because Wylie this season only has one single senior on the 2018 team. Wylie going to receive serve. It's new with the first touch. Miller, or Hayes is set, and Dobie a spike, but it is into the net and a point for Brownwood. So we're starting to tighten up here. Still early in the opening set. Wylie 5, Brownwood 4. Serve receive is Sanders, and she gets it over to Hayes, who sets it up for, that was, I think, Brecky. Yes, it was Andrea Brecky. It's dug out, though. It was a good strike at it. Now Dobie, her spike is blocked back onto Wylie's side. The Lady Dog thing with it. And that's a tip, a deep tip by Christian over the net. But Brownwood scrambles to it. Now Miller tries a one-hand tip. Wylie's there with Cherish Christian. Now a third touch by Christian is a spike. But there's a dig, number 5, Ratliff for Brownwood. Now it's back on Wylie's side on the right. Riley Hayes setting it up. And Lily New taking a one-hand tip, but it is dug out. This is a long rally, and the volleyball still live. And Tori Miller. And it's down for Brownwood. Spike until it was close to being out, but lands on the back line of Wylie's volleyball court. And it's in for a kill for Miller and Brownwood. We're tied. Wylie will receive, serve. First touch, Sanders. Riley Hayes a set. Christian a big spike. So there's a dig by Boswell of Brownwood. Now Brownwood, though, it's been off it. Boswell had to take a third touch spike, but it goes into the net. And that means point Wylie. So Brownwood had scored 3 in a row after Wylie led 5-2, but Wylie gets that point and is edging back in front 6-5 here in the opening set. Into the game, number 3, Morgan Morris. She'll serve it up. Brownwood has it. Going to Miller, except a whistle. It came up on the set, and it was against Brownwood setter Hadley Monroe, and it was an illegal set. A double-touch violation whistled on the Brownwood setter, point Wylie. 7-5, and Wylie serves again. Morris, there's an ace. Morgan Morris. So we've seen a Burden ace, a Landman ace, now Morgan Morris with an ace. And each and every ace, a donation to the scholarship fund from our friends at Lawrence Hall. Morris, another serve. It's in play. Brownwood setting it up. This is Boswell on a kill attempt. It is out. Out and point Wylie. So Wylie now answering the Brownwood run because Brownwood had tied it at 5, but now Wylie is 9-5 with 4 straight points. And an ace by Morris. Her second ace, Morgan Morris. Some fine service right now. And Lawrence Hall, the Chevy dealer, another donation to the Bulldogs Live Online Scholarship Fund for the ace. Right to left serve from Morris in play. Here comes Tori Miller. And a big spike. A no-doubter. A point Brownwood, but Wylie still maintains a decent advantage. A 4-point lead here in the opening set. Wylie 10 and Brownwood 6. It's going to be Tori Miller for Brownwood, rotating to the back. She's serving it up for the maroon-clad Brownwood Lady Lions. Here's Wylie setting up for, that was Brecky, and she'll do a one-hand tip, but it's dug out. Now Brownwood a spike, and they score. That was Fowler. Number 7, Olivia Fowler for Brownwood, a kill right there. It's a 10-7 game. Wylie in front. This is Wimberly first touch, a set from Hayes, a spike. Dobie dug out. Now Brownwood a tip from Boswell, but Wylie Sanders was there. That's back on Brownwood's side. Here comes the third touch. It's up for grabs, and Brecky tried a one-hand touch at the net, but Brownwood Had it. And then eventually Brownwood's going to score. Wylie, now here comes head coach Jay Cox wondering about not a violation, but talking to Breckley about maybe keeping the volleyball and trying to play it instead of hitting it back over and one. Because Brownwood ended up scoring. So 10-5 is now 10-8. So both teams kind of going on runs right now. Dobie. And it's out. It is out. And it's a point Brownwood. It's 10-9 now. So it was 10-5, but Brownwood has gone on a 4-0 run to make it 10-9. Miller is doing all this serving for Brownwood. Left to right, first touch is Dobie, and it's not that good, but Wylie does. They're scrambling to it. This is Wimberly getting it over the net. Brownwood has it. Two-hand tip, though, being whistled for a double touch violation on Brownwood. It was number 5, Ratliff, who did take the two-hand touch on the volleyball, but it was not clean, obviously, saying it was a double touch, and Wylie gets a point. Brownwood going with, there's a block, though, and a block for a point, Wylie. Smothering it was number 2, Avery Wimberly. It was an attempted spike by Ratliff, but a block by Wimberly and a block for a point. Wylie up by 3. Here's Fowler. A spike is in. Down and in for a point, Brownwood. Fowler, Olivia Fowler, makes it a 12-10 game. Whenever we got a block for a point, we also get a donation to the Bulldogs Live Online Scholarship Fund. Donating money for every block is Abilene Pediatric Dental Associates on Buffalo Gap Road. Now Brownwood serving up an 8. So they're on another run here. Both teams kind of answering each other's runs. That ace came from number 2, Annie Gillespie, a senior for Brownwood. So it was Wylie out to a 12-9 advantage, but now 12-11. Wylie up. Here's Hayes giving a set for, that's Wimberly on a spike, but a diving dig by Miller. And then a spike by Cotton. She's jumped into the game for the first time for Brownwood, but the spike goes into the net, so Wylie gets a point. Off the spike into the net by Brownwood's Aaliyah Cotton. 13-11, a very tight opening set here, and we're about halfway through now. Wylie up by 2. And there's an ace by Wylie. Another ace for the Lady Bulldogs, this time number 11, Lexi Miller. We've had Morgan Morris with a couple aces, Madison Burden an ace, Ginger Landman an ace, now Lexi Miller with an ace, all in the opening set. Wylie up 3. Right to left serve by Miller is in play. Brownwood trying to spike from Monroe. Wylie is on the D, and now it's back on Brownwood's side. Their third touch is going to be Fowler on a spike. Wylie scrambles. Wimberly had a touch. Now the third touch for Wylie is Landman, and it's going to score. And Wylie goes up now by 4, and Brownwood going to need a timeout. There is a timeout on the floor, and we'll take it with them. Here in this opening set, it's Wylie 15, Brownwood 11. You're listening to Wylie Volleyball, presented by Dr. Pepper on 1280 KSLI.
Bobcat of Abilene, the power behind your work. Over 30 years in sales, rental, parts, and service. If you have a job to do, we have the right tool rental. If you have questions, we have your solution. Visit Bobcat of Abilene today at 2257 South Treadaway. Active military, law enforcement, and first responders receive 10% off all equipment rentals. Bobcat of Abilene. Over 30 years in sales, rental, parts, and service. Bobcat of Abilene, the power behind your work.
You're listening to Wylie Lady Bulldog Volleyball, powered by Taylor Electric Co-op. Now, back to the court with Matt McGraw on 1280 AM KSLI.
And we're back here in Abilene at Bulldog Gym. Wylie is up by 4 here, and we're getting later in the set, and it forced Brownwood head coach to call a timeout. Her name is Jessica Withrow. She is a first-year coach of the Brownwood volleyball team, Jessica Withrow. And Wylie head coach Shay Cox. Brownwood receives the Wylie serve, going to Fowler on a third touch spike. Wylie has the D on it, though. It was Miller digging it out, Now spiked by Wimberly, but Brownwood's there. However, there's a whistle blowing. After the dig of the Wimberly spike, it came to the center, and then the official, the umpire on the podium, standing on the podium over the net, he called it for a double touch violation, a point Wylie. Now Brownwood going at the spike, number 10, Wyndham, sophomore. Wylie is trying to get to it. They do, and volley it back over. Brownwood again has it. Fowler down the left sideline. That was Miller digging it out. Now Landman, a spike, but there's Brownwood on the D. Third touch by Brownwood is only a volley. Wylie has it. A free ball on the right. Landman on a spike. But again, Brownwood scrambling to it. Here comes their third touch. It's just caught on a volley. Wylie has it. Sanders first touch. There's a set from Miller. Spike Burden. Blocked back on the Wylie side. Now they can only volley. And Brownwood has it. And it's still a long rally. And there's a big spike by Wyndham. And Wylie trying to get to it. And they're going to tip it over. And it's still going. Fowler. And Fowler for Brownwood spikes it into the net. And so all the Wylie fans cheer. Another point for Wylie. And Wylie may be pulling away here. Up 17-11 now. A 17-11 game in the first set. And Brownwood struggling with this serve. They can only volley. Wylie has a free ball. It's settled down by Morris. A spike there at the end by Landman. It was Morris settling the free ball down, passing it to Lexi Miller, who gave a perfect set for Ginger Landman. That is a VIP Sports Getaway big play right there. Our big play sponsor back for another year. That, of course, our friends at VIP Sports Getaway. Check them out online, VIPSportsGetaway.com. And Brownwood has to hit the serve back in one, and it's Burden to clean up the loose change. Because Brownwood, the serve receiver, did not mean for her first touch to lift the volleyball all the way over to Wylie's side. And Madison Burden was standing there at the net, and she jumped up and spiked down that volleyball right when it came to Wylie's side of the net. Now Brownwood trying to spike from Cox. That hits the antenna. The antenna or the pole, those antenna that stick up out of the top of the net. They signify an imaginary line, if you will, in or out. And if the volleyball does strike the pole, the antenna, that means it's out. So Wylie just got another point. Wylie, this is a nice run for the Lady Dogs because this was a 12-11 game. From 12-11, Wylie has scored 8 straight points, 20-11. Wylie in the first set. Another serve by Miller. There's going to be a spike from Wyndham, a kill attempt, and it will get down for Brownwood. Caitlin Wyndham, sophomore, gets a kill there, but Wylie's lead is pretty comfortable here at 20-12, and they only need 5 more points to take the opening set. Morgan Morris, first touch for Wylie. Lexi Miller, a spike from Burden, but there was a dig by the Brownwood libero. That's Monroe. Now Wylie going to have it again, and it's Wimberly, one-hand tip. Brownwood, though, is Cox digging that out. Now comes to Fowler, and Olivia Fowler does spike it down for a kill, Brownwood, and a point for Brownwood. 20-13 the score. Wylie up by 7 here in the first set. Again, thank you to our first set sponsor, a new sponsor for the first set, Edible Arrangements. There's a good Brownwood serve. Sanders had to just dive at it, and then Wylie just got a get-me-over touch from Burden. Now Brownwood attacks, and they're scoring again. Fowler. So I said this was a comfortable lead for Wylie, but Jay Cox not feeling that comfort because she's calling a timeout. 20-14 is the score. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. Wylie is up 20-14 in the opening set on Brownwood here this afternoon. We'll be back with more Wylie volleyball powered by Taylor Electric Co-op on BulldogSLiveOnline.com.
At AIM Bank, we know your time matters. That's why we offer hometown service paired with big bank convenience. I'm Gary Galbraith, Market President for Abilene. At AIM Bank, you'll get quick loan decisions and convenient tools like our mobile banking app. When you open an account with us, you'll get free access to time-saving solutions, including mobile check deposit and over 600 ATMs right here in Texas. AIM Bank, hometown service, big bank convenience. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Now, back to Wylie Lady Bulldog Volleyball. Powered by Taylor Electric Co-op on 1280 AM KSLI.
And Wylie going to receive the serve. It's Morris. Then it's Miller on a set, and Burden taking a spike. And now back on Wylie's side here. They did kick it out. Now comes to Wimberly, and her spike is into the net, though. So it was Wylie out of that timeout receiving serve. They cannot execute at least that one out of the timeout. Point Brownwood. They're on a 4-0 run. It was 20-11. Now it's 20-15. Wylie still up. Here's Burden. One-hand tip. Diving dig. That was number 2 Gillespie for Brownwood. Now Wylie a bit off. Here's Wylie's volley. The volley keeps it alive. Brownwood on the left. Cotton off the Wylie block of Wimberly. And down. Point Brownwood. 5 straight points by Brownwood when I thought they were out of it. Wylie 20 and Brownwood 16 now. A 20-16 game, but still any point here, you're still feeling okay. That's Miller putting it over with the trickery, and it works. Miller is Wylie's setter, and she took that touch. It was a second touch, put the volleyball over the net on the second touch, not the third, and did it in a steady motion. You'll always see that usually by both squads in any match. They'll do it a couple times, the setters, to try to trick the defense. Wylie got a point. This is Brownwood struggling. They can only volley. Wylie has it on the left. Christian! And Wylie capitalizes off the free ball when Brownwood could only volley it over in the end. Wylie eventually set it up for Karis Christian. 22-16. Wylie. They're only 3 points away from taking game 1. And now they're only 2 points away. After an ace, another Wylie ace, this by Lily New. We're winding down our opening set. Thank you again, Edible Arrangements, for sponsoring this set. They're at 4102 Buffalo Gap Road or online, ediblearrangements.com. Brownwood trying to spike from Fowler. That was Miller digging it out for Wylie on the back row. It's back on Brownwood's side. Here is a set, but it's an illegal set by Brownwood. A double touch called and a point Wylie. And it was getting maybe a little close, but now Wylie has got a game point, fans. This is a Dr. Pepper game point for game number 1. Lily New, a serve. Brownwood has it on the left. Going to Aaliyah Cotton. New got a diving dig on it, but that was the only touch Wylie could muster. It was a really good spike by Cotton. It's a point Brownwood. Wylie still has a lot of Dr. Pepper game points, though, fans. They got 7 of them to be exact if they need it. 24-17 the score, so Wylie's still looking for just 1 point. This is New, first touch. Miller a set. Spike Christian, and it's over. The first set is not the match, but Wylie executes there, ending it with a Karis Christian kill. And another kill that puts money into the Bulldogs Live Online Scholarship Fund, because every kill gets a donation from Borland Family Dentistry to the Scholarship Fund. The final score of the opening set was Wylie taking it 25-17. So Wylie goes up in the match, 1-0, and the teams will switch sides of the net and get ready for the second set tonight. But Wylie is on the board with the first set, leading 1-0. We'll take a break. You're listening to Wylie Lady Bulldog Volleyball, powered by Taylor Electric Co-op on BulldogLiveOnline.com.
Hey, Wylie Bulldog fans, if you want to keep up with school news, community news, sports news, or art news, check out Wylie Growl Magazine. Wylie Growl is the official magazine of the Wylie Independent School District, a full-color magazine highlighting all of the great accomplishments of Wylie students, and it keeps you up to date on what's happening in the district and in the community, and features Wylie residents of all ages. For information on how to pick up your copy of Wylie Growl Magazine, go to WylieGrowl.com. It's great to be a Wylie Bulldog.
Betty Rose's Little Brisket has gotten bigger. 2 new locations for full-service dining, daily lunch specials, and a happy hour that begins daily at 4 p.m. with additional appetizers. Plus live music twice a week on the Triple B porch at each location. The newest location, 3934 Cat Claw Drive, even has a full bar. And the best food made from scratch is at Betty Rose's. Betty Rose's, 2588 East Lake Road, and now 3934 Cat Claw Drive.
Since 1890, the folks you know and trust at Haskell National Bank have proudly provided the latest in banking convenience. At Haskell National, we make it a point to get to know you and provide you with the personalized service you deserve. Stop by and visit Haskell National Bank, Buffalo Gap Road at South 32nd in Abilene, or 601 North 1st in Haskell, celebrating 125 years of continuous service.
Thank you.
Member FDIC.
When it comes to finding the right vehicle for you, there's no better place than right here at Lawrence Hall in Abilene.
For over 26 years, Lawrence Hall in Abilene has been the place to find the best from Chevy, Buick, and GMC.
And that's still true today. Great vehicles and great service. We're your West Texas source for all your vehicle needs.
So the next time you need a new car, truck, or SUV, come see us here at Lawrence Hall in Abilene today.
Voted Abilene's best new car dealer for over 20 years by you, our customer.
The Wylie All Sports Booster Club is a proud supporter of Bulldogs Live Online and their broadcasts of Wylie Sports and exists to support all Wylie sports.
Reason number 1 why you should become a member of the Wylie Booster Club. Did you know the Booster Club gives additional financial support to all sports, helping out where funding stops? This kind of support is impossible without the support of Wylie fans like you.
Be a part of this by joining the Wylie All Sports Booster Club today. For more info, check our website, AbileneWylieBulldogs.com.
You're listening to Wylie Lady Bulldog Volleyball, powered by Taylor Electric Co-op. Now, back to the court with Matt McGraw on 1280 AM KSLI.
And welcome back, everyone. I cannot see outside, so I'm not sure if it is raining. I don't think it is right now. So, of course, we're inside, ready for the second set. Wylie volleyball versus Brownwood. The serve, and we're underway by New. Wylie served it first. Here's a Brownwood kill attempt, but not a kill because it was from their best hitter, Tori Miller, but it's out. And so here in game 2, Wylie takes the first point. Wylie is now on my left, so they're hitting and serving their balls left to right. That was a left-to-right serve by Lily New in play. Brownwood had a spike from Cotton that New dug out. Now Sanders on a third touch going to take a spike from the back row, and she's going to drop it in. Wylie's libero. Yes, not scared here, has added this spike from the back row to her game this year, and she just dropped a bomb from the back row. The libero, Pearson Sanders. Wylie up 2-0 early in the second set. Here is Brownwood having only to volley the serve. Wylie has a free ball. A tip by, that was Karis Christian. There's a dig by Brownwood, but Wylie has it again. Now another tip. Burden, and Wylie scores. The first 3 for Wylie here in the second set. Thank you to our second set sponsor. It's Abilene Battery and Golf Cars. Abilene Battery and Golf Cars on 2434 Industrial. And there's an end by Lily New. But so grateful to the Abilene Batteries and Golf Cars. They're a new sponsor as well. They got batteries for your car or truck, of course, but batteries for your tractor or riding lawnmower, motorcycle batteries, ATV, golf car, or electric wheelchair batteries. Again, Abilene Battery and Golf Cars, located on Industrial, 2434 Industrial. Wylie just scored again and forcing a Brownwood timeout. Let's keep it right here as we just got back here, and it's 5-0 Wylie, the start here in the second set. Brownwood, they're having a little tough go at it this season, at least in non-district, but I noticed they've actually played Cooper 3 times already. They played the Cooper Lady Cougars in volleyball 3 times, gotten beat all 3 times, so that could signify that Cooper is pretty good, and we'd only note that because Wylie's going to have to play Cooper in district volleyball this year. But Brownwood comes in 7-12. That's their record here early in the volleyball season. Of course, I say early, it's September now. These volleyball girls, they've all played about 20 games. Wylie's actually played 26 games. Wylie comes in 14-12 this season. So 7-12 for Brownwood, 14-12 for the Wylie Lady Bulldogs. We're out of the timeout that Brownwood head coach Jessica Withrow called, and Wylie going to serve it again left to right by Lily New. Brownwood setting up for Tori Miller. Wylie blocks it, and they're fired out still. And why not? It was number 12, Madison Burden. A solo stuff, a block at the net. Every block for a point gets a donation to the Bulldogs Live Online Scholarship Fund. Donation from Abilene Pediatric Dental Associates for the block. Now Brownwood tries to spike, but Wylie digs it. Wylie playing with extreme confidence right now. A one-hand tip by Harris Christian. Brownwood gets a piece, but now it's back on Wylie's side. They got just a piece of it. Did Brownwood on a block. Now Christian a big spike, but this time it's out. And Brownwood is on the board here in game 2, but still a nice start for your Wylie Lady Bulldogs in the second set, having already won the first set. Wylie leads game 2 6-1. So 6 of the first 7 points by Wylie. Third in a one-hand tip. Brownwood does scramble to it. It's back on Wylie's side on the left. Ginger Landman a spike. And the crowd erupts. Ginger Landman always, the seniors are always the crowd favorite. She's the only senior this year, so the favorite of the crowd. And Landman a spike and kill. 7-1 Wylie. That's another donation for the kill from Portland Family Dentistry. Here's Brownwood, receiving serve going to Miller. And again, spike is down and in for Brownwood's Tori Miller. But Wylie still likes the start they have in the second set, leading 7-2. Again, thank you to our Game 2 sponsor, it's Abilene Battery and Golf Cards. Wylie to receive serve. Sanders first touch. Miller a set. Dobie down the line. Spike and kill. That was freshman to freshman. There are only 2 freshmen on the team, on the varsity team this year. Lexi Miller, a freshman setter, set up Lily Kate Dobie, a freshman hitter. Assist Miller, spike and kill Dobie. 8-2 Wylie. Here's a left to right service from Ginger Landman in play. Here's Tori Miller. Spike is into the net. Wylie has perhaps got the block to maybe start to alter some of the angles, because earlier Wylie had blocked Miller. That time she spiked it into the net. Another point Wylie. 9-2. Wylie doing really well at the start of this one. 9 of the first 11. Here's Brownwood. Receiving serve, trying to spike into the net. Point Wylie. Wylie 10-2 lead. Having already won game 1. They won game 1 by the final score 25-17. But up big here in the second set. Another serve for Wylie is in, and there's a whistle. I think a Brownwood player just got called for a double touch. They did. The setter, Monroe, a double touch violation. A point Wylie. 11-2. Wylie in front. Ginger Landman serving left to right in play. Brownwood is a bit off on the Landman spike, and that is out. That's out, yes. That was out. They did call it that. Brownwood, their spike, their whole attack right there was off. The spike was taken by Wyndham, but it's off, and another point for Wylie. Wylie up by 10. Any 10-point lead in volleyball is pretty big. And now a spike into the net by Brownwood's best player again, Miller. 13-2 is the Wylie blitz in this second set. What a big-time second set. Timeout. Yes, timeout called by Brownwood this time. We'll take it with Wylie all over Brownwood in game 2. Wylie 13 and Brownwood 2. You're listening to Wylie Lady Bulldogs Volleyball presented by Dr. Pepper. It's right here on 1280 KSLI.
Hi, I'm Darren Black, owner of Black Plumbing. For 24 years, Black Plumbing has been serving our neighbors, and we are proud to be a part of your community. In Abilene, call us at 325-675-8391. If you've ever wondered what services we provide, go to blackplumbing.com.
The pros who know are ready to go. Call on Black Plumbing. is on the way.
You're listening to Wylie Lady Bulldog Volleyball, powered by Taylor Electric Co-op on 1280 AM KSLI.
And welcome back out of the timeout by Brownwood. Will be Wylie still serving, still Ginger Latin this time. The serve is going to fall off to the side. It is out. It's not too long, but it just goes out off to the side. So that's a service error and a point Brownwood. But the Wylie lead is still nice, big. Wylie 13, Brownwood 3. 13-3 game here in game number 2. And Wylie's already won game 1. Going to be Brownwood to serve this one. You're listening to Wylie Lady Bulldog Volleyball. Thank you to our presenting sponsor, Dr. Pepper. First touch on the serve receive for Wylie is Sanders. Hayes, a set and a spike. That was Christian. But there is a dig that time by Brownwood. And they're coming back with a spike by Fowler, but that is into the net again. How many Brownwood spikes here in the second set have gone right into the net? Another point for Wylie, and they're back up by 11 in this game 2. Wylie's Morgan Morris serves it in play. This is Fowler, and it's into the Wylie block, but down. Thought Wylie was almost going to get another block, but this time it goes into, it was a double block set by number 5, Lily Kate Doby, number 15, Maggie Allen, but it does hit off the Wylie block and down for Brownwood point. Wylie maintains a 14-4 lead. Brownwood serves. Morgan Morris first touch. Riley Hayes a set for Doby on a one-hand tip. Brownwood does get to it. Now caught. She'll try a one-hand tip for Brownwood. There's a diving dig by Morris. Now Wimberly spiking into the block, but it's down after hitting the block for a Wylie point. That's a big play right there by Avery Wimberly. The VIP Sports Getaway. Big play. Wylie serves. Brownwood going to try two-hand tip Fowler, but Riley Hayes saw it and dug it out. Now Wimberly, one-hand tip. Brownwood tries to get to it. Going to put it over. Wylie tried to block. They did block it, but it's back on Brownwood's side. Now they spike it. Does Brownwood's Fowler. Morgan Morris had it tracked on the back row, and then libero Pearson Sanders had a third touch. Another tricky one for Sanders because it fell. A third touch for Wylie's libero Sanders falling in for a point. Wylie. It's a big lead for the Lady Dogs in the second set. 16-4. Brownwood takes a spike by Fowler. It's out. It's a point Wylie. And they are just all over Brownwood. They're pouring it on in game 2. Up 17-4. Another serve by Sanders is in play. Brownwood goes to Wyndham, and Sanders got one hand on the volleyball, but it was a pretty good spike by Wyndham. It's going to fall for a point Brownwood. Wylie, though, pretty much can just exchange points from here on out, and they'll find their way to 25. It's 17-5 in game 2. Wylie up by 12, a 17-5 game. The Lady Dogs will receive serve, except the serve by Brownwood's Monroe goes right into the net. So a service error and a point Wylie. 18-5. Going to be serving for Wylie Lexi Miller, number 11. In play, Brownwood going to Fowler. There's a spike, but Wylie got a block on it. It was Burden. And now it's back on Brownwood's side. It's a one. There's Burden on another block. Burden blocked another on Brownwood's side. Now Burden a one-hand tip, but it's into the net. And Brownwood going to get the point. But even that point still says that Wylie leads by 12. Wylie 18 and Brownwood 6. Here in game 2. Wylie already has won game 1. He's trying to go up, take a commanding 2-0 lead in the match. Miller going to set for Burden. She takes a spike. It's down. Madison Burden with a kill. There's another kill to put a donation into our company's scholarship fund, the Bulldogs Live Online Scholarship Fund. Every kill is a donation from Borland Family Dentistry. Wylie up 19-6 in this one. Lily New, a left-to-right serve. Brownwood tries a one-hand tip from Miller. Wylie had D on it. Now Paris Christian with the tip. And another point for the Lady Dogs. They've just got it all going here in game 2. Just feeding off the momentum now. It's a big 20-6 lead. And, almost an ace, but Brownwood somehow got to that serve of Lily New. Wylie just tried to spike. Brownwood had a block on it, back on Wylie's side. The Lady Dogs can just volley this one over. Brownwood has it, going to Miller. And it's blocked! Another one by Madison Burden. And the crowd loves it. It's a nice big crowd here. They filed in maybe a little bit late, but they're here in force now. Love the attendance of this one. That was a big-time block by Madison Burden. And then that one's a serve by Wylie into the net. That block, want to acknowledge Abilene Pediatric Dental Associates, a great place to take your kid for some dentistry. They're donating money for every block that Wylie gets that results in a point. Like that one. Brownwood, that's a pretty tricky serve. Wylie scrambling to it. Can they get it? Here's the third touch. They do, just to keep it alive. Now Brownwood tries a spike by number 12, LaRose, but Wylie digs it. Now Wylie blocked by Brownwood at the net, but they hang with it. Now Christian, a block again by Brownwood. But now they hang with it. And Madison Burden, one-hand tip will fall. It's all Wylie in this one, 22-7 in the Abilene Battery and Golf Cars, game number 2. If they can meet all your battery needs, batteries for lawnmowers and motorcycles and ATVs and golf cars, of course, and even electric wheelchairs. Abilene Battery and Golf Cars on Industrial Boulevard, 2434 Industrial. Brownwood receives the serve. There's a spike from Lindsay LaRose, but Wylie is all over every Brownwood spike on the back row. They dug it out. Now Brownwood has it again. Two-hand tip. Lexi Miller was the first to dig it. Now with a touch by Christian, but it's a touch that's going to get whistled for a double touch violation against Wylie and a point Brownwood. It was a two-hand tip by Karis Christian. Even with the Brownwood point, Wylie only 3 points away from closing down this second set. It's 22-8. Wylie up. Here's Lexi Miller to set up Karis Christian. Her spike is down. A kill for Karis Christian. 23 is on the board here in the second set. After Wylie has already won the opening set, it's 23-8. Huge lead here. Very dominant performance for Wylie in this second set. Ginger Landman. And that's an ace for Landman. And it's an ace to put Wylie into a game point. This is a game point for game number 2. A Dr. Pepper game point at 24-8. Landman serving that time, and it got clipped by the top of the net. And it comes back to Wylie's side, meaning it's a point Brownwood. But Wylie going to still be sitting on a ton of Dr. Pepper game points. They'll just need one here. Brownwood got that point, but it's 24-9. Just one to go. The Wylie fans starting to stomp on the bleachers here. And Brownwood will serve, and the serve will be out. And little melodramatic there, as there was no even kill to finish it off, just a service error, but that will give Wylie the finishing point of game 2. So Wylie wins game 2, a big win there. 25-9 was the score. 25-9, and Wylie is now up 2-0 here in this match. We'll take another break and get ready for the third set and see if Wylie can win this in straight sets. We'll be back with more Wylie Volleyball presented by Dr. Pepper on 1280 KSLI.
Maverick Saw Cutting and Cord Gelling is a proud sponsor of WYLIE Athletics. Maverick Saw Cutting and Cord Gelling will save you time and money with the latest technology, including concrete cutting, live wire and rebar detection, structural analysis in real time, precision wall cutting, and cord gelling from standard concrete to highly abrasive concrete. Maverick Saw Cutting and Cord Gelling, 325-788-7777, or go to mavericksawcutting.com. Go Bulldogs! You'll feel the difference when you have your AC unit serviced by ACS Heating and Air. ACS Heating and Air is family owned and operated. ACS provides service, preventative maintenance, and system replacement for commercial and residential. ACS Heating and Air also provides free estimates. ACS Heating and Air hope very much to earn your business, but their mission? To earn your trust. And don't forget to ask about the Comfort Care Program. Call 325-690-0998.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet John. John is a middle-class guy. Hello. John likes his sports talk. John likes his news talk. John likes rock and roll. That's right. John reads the sports section and the business section. John likes the game of billiards. John likes 8-ball and 9-ball and those fancy trick shots. John has plenty of room at his house for a pool table and maybe a game table. And maybe some game room chairs. And maybe a, dare I say it, yes, maybe even a bar. And right over there, John could put shuffleboard or air hockey or foosball. John will decide when he goes to ABILENE Billiard Connection. Then John's wife will come in and decide what color and style. As long as John gets his billiard table, he doesn't give a rat's patootie. Really, a man's home is his castle. And in John's castle, there will be a game room. ABILENE Billiard Connection is at 2950 North 1st, so John and Mrs. John can completely outfit their castle's game room at really good prices from a local concern. Now that John is getting his game room, here's what John has to say. Hoo-ah! That's ABILENE Billiard Connection at 2950 North 1st.
You're listening to WYLIE Lady Bulldog Volleyball, powered by Taylor Electric Co-op. Now, back to the court with Matt McGraw on 1280 AM KSLI.
So after WYLIE was quite impressive in that last game, or that last set, the second set, so dominant, winning 25-9, WYLIE a chance here to, as I said, stop that two-game losing streak and beat their old rival as well with a sweep if they can take this third set. The teams have switched sides again. WYLIE is back on my right, so they'll hit and serve their balls here in the third set, right to left. WYLIE receives serve, a set by Miller, and a spike by Parrish. Christian is blocked by Brownwood, back on the WYLIE side. However, spiked so well by Christian that even though it was blocked back on the WYLIE side, it didn't land in. It went so hard off the Brownwood block, it landed out on WYLIE's side, meaning that's point WYLIE. And now Brownwood takes the spike by Tori Miller that hit the antenna. That's the second time that's happened, to hit the antenna that sticks up out at the top of the volleyball net. That's out. So 2-0 quickly for WYLIE in the third set. Brownwood has a Leah Cotton. There's a block by Karis Christian. Back on the Brownwood side. They're going to try one-hand tip from Miller. WYLIE had some D on it. Now WYLIE scrambling. Here comes the third touch. It's Christian at the net. And we got a whistle. And it's a net violation against Brownwood. A Brownwood player touches the net as Karis Christian was charging the volleyball and taking the touch. So that ends the rally and gives WYLIE another point with the net violation. 3-0 here to start the third set. Tori Miller and a monster spike. And it's down for a point Brownwood. Tori Miller can sometimes uncork some big ones, really powerful spikes of the volleyball. WYLIE, though, up 3-1, ready to receive serve. It was Lily New, first touch, Lexi Miller over to Dobie, and that is out, though. Dobie took a big one herself, but that one went too long, too much mustard there, and point Brownwood. We're in the third set. Thank you to our third set sponsor. It's Lawrence Hall. Lawrence Hall sponsoring Game 3, offering the best vehicles from Chevy, GMC, Volkswagen, Lincoln, and Mazda, and the best customer service at Lawrence Hall. Karis Christian. Brownwood, though, what do we got? Uh-oh. Whoa, the ultra-rare call of the illegal back row attack. And against WYLIE. Had not seen that in quite a while. And if you asked me to describe the entire rule of that ruling, I could not. And now the officials getting together and they're going to say replay this point. So I guess that was perhaps a legal back row attack. Karis Christian is on the back row, but they had initially whistled Wylie for the violation, but then decided to replay. Now Wylie has to receive the serve again. Landman takes the spike. Dug out. Wylie's up 3-2 early in the third set, but they're up 2-0 in the match. Wylie dug out of Brownwood spike. Then Karis Christian with a massive pound, but Brownwood dug it out. And then as Brownwood was taking the spike of Miller, they just got whistled for the double, not the double touch, a net violation. How odd, but they got it on number 12 of Brownwood, Lindsay LaRose. Not sure why she was touching the net when Miller was taking a spike. Wylie got a point, though, and serving to Brownwood. Brownwood can only volley it. Wylie's got a free ball. Karis Christian, big spike. And Brownwood scrambling. They're not going to get it. They got a couple touches on it, did Brownwood, but it was a high-velocity kill of the volleyball by Christian, where Brownwood eventually could not find the third touch to keep it alive and get it over the net. Wylie's up 5-2. 5-2 in the third set, trying to sweep Brownwood. Miller, one-hand tip. And she'll score for Brownwood. Number 13, Tori Miller. Just a little flick of her fingers and a small touch of the volleyball, but touched it lightly to the floor of Wylie. Wylie 5, Brownwood 3 here in the Lawrence Hall game number 3. Wylie has won the first 2 games tonight. One game won 25-17, one game 2, a big one, 25-9 in game 2. Maggie Allen into the game, takes the spike, but Brownwood has the D. And it's Brownwood taking a spike, but Wylie cheering because that's out. Wylie was really good on that defensive possession there as far as it looked like Brownwood was going to get a spike to fall, and somehow a couple of Wylie players dove at it and just kept the volleyball alive and gave it back to Brownwood, and then their next spike went out. Here's Wylie's Morgan Morris, a right-to-left service in play, and Brownwood mishits it. Not an ace, but the serve receiver, she was number 1, Caitlin Moody. Moody's touch for Brownwood went wild off the serve of Morgan Morris, and Brownwood cannot return serve in 3 hits. So Wylie gets the point, and here's Morgan Morris, number 3, to serve it up again. This time Brownwood controls it a little better, takes a one-hand tip from Caitlin Wyndham. Wylie goes scrambling to it. Wylie can only volley. Oh, and that volley by Dobie was off, was too long. Usually don't see that on just the underhand volley, but it goes out, and Brownwood gets a point. Wylie is up 7-4. It's a 7-4 game here in the third set. Wylie setting it up for Dobie, and Dobie this time will deliver with a kill. Number 5, Lily Kate Dobie gives Wylie a 4-point lead here in the Lawrence Hall third set. Lawrence Hall, they've been around with our company for years now. We love our partnership with the Chevrolet and GMC dealer here in Abilene, Lawrence Hall. A block for Wylie and a block for a point. Who else? It's Madison Burden. Another one for number 12, the net. Madison Burden. I have that unofficially as 4 blocks for points by Burden. 9 for Wylie. There's another block, but this time it's off the block of Wylie and down for a point Brownwood. That time it was a double block set up by number 2, Wimberly, number 12, Burden. But Brownwood did get the point there. Wylie 9, Brownwood 5. A 9-5 game with Wylie leading here in the third set. Here's Riley Hayes giving a set for Burden. Her spike is dug out. Now Brownwood's Aaliyah Cotton. There's Madison Burden getting a piece with a block. And now it's back on Brownwood's side. Cotton. And it's over the net this time, and it's down for a point Brownwood. She went with the tip after Burden has been just blocking everything. So Brownwood's Cotton, she tipped that one, tipped it up and over the block lightly and down for a point Brownwood. It was a nice tip. But WYLIE is up 9-6. And Brownwood serves, and this time going to serve up an ace is the Brownwood Lady Lions. Annie Gillespie with an ace. WYLIE 9, Brownwood 7 here in the third set. WYLIE hoping to sweep, of course, but that's another ace for Brownwood. Gillespie with back-to-back aces. And WYLIE has led this game 3 by as much as 4 points, but now it's a 1-point lead for WYLIE. Here's Sanders for WYLIE first touch. Riley Hayes a set. Madison Burden one-hand tip. And Brownwood going to scramble to it. There's another block by Burden. Back onto WYLIE's side. Burden is blocking everything. Or back on the Brownwood side, rather. Now it's on WYLIE's side. Here's Maggie Allen. A spike. It's out, though. It's out. It seemed like WYLIE had carried the momentum of the second set into the third set. And they're still playing okay, but they were up 9-5. But now Brownwood has tied it with 4 straight points. But here is Burden. And she'll put an end to it. As WYLIE did receive that serve and went 1-2-3 on the execution. Bump, set, spike, and kill from Madison Burden. Another kill, another donation to the Bulldogs Live Online Scholarship Fund from our kill sponsor, Borland Family Dentistry. Off that Burden kill. Here's Brownwood receiving serve. A spike by Cotton hits the pole again. Brownwood has done that several times. Hit the antenna that sticks up out of the top of the volleyball net. And that signifies out. So we were tied at 9. Brownwood is tied it at 9, but now WYLIE back in front 11-9. Here's a tip shot by Tori Miller. WYLIE is there. Now Landman for WYLIE. One-hand spike. Brownwood scrambling. Their third touch is over the net. WYLIE on the right. They're going to set it up. This is Ginger Landman. Spike is good. Spike and kill for number 14, Ginger Landman. 12-9 is the score. And here's Brownwood receiving serve. WYLIE up 12-9 in the third set. WYLIE dug out of Brownwood kill attempt, goes to Avery Wimberly, and she'll get one down. A lot of different Lady Dogs getting kills tonight. Number 2 getting one there. The sophomore, Avery Wimberly. WYLIE on a 4-0 run after this was tied at 9. Now WYLIE 13-9. Here's Aaliyah Cotton for Brownwood. And she'll get a spike and kill. It'll put an end to a 4-0 WYLIE run, as I said. But WYLIE still looking okay. They like that they, after it was tied up, had reasserted a little cushion here. It's WYLIE 13, Brownwood 10. 13-10 game. Lexi Miller for WYLIE setting up. And the third touch going to be a spike from the back row, libero Pearson Sanders. But Brownwood does get it this time. They're going to try and tip from Fowler. WYLIE Wimberly got it. Now Landman, the third touch is over the net. Brownwood setting up Cotton. Spike, diving dig to Pearson Sanders. Now Wimberly, spike is down. Avery Wimberly. And I got to give out a VIP Sports Getaway big play on the defense by Pearson Sanders that time. How'd she even get to that? A complete full extension sellout of her body just to dig it. That's a VIP Sports Getaway big play by Sanders. And now WYLIE going to get another ace. Lily New. Fittingly enough, that's a ace that gets a donation from Lawrence Hall here in the Lawrence Hall third set. WYLIE up 15-10 now. Here is Fowler for Brownwood, a spike, but there's Lily New digging it out of the back row. Now one-hand tip, Ginger Landman. Well, there was Brownwood's libero getting to it. Now Aaliyah Cotton, a spike. And a cross-court spike, but it's going to fall out. And Brownwood's head coach is asking for time again because WYLIE on a good run to extend out to a 16-10 advantage. There's a timeout on the floor. Let's take this timeout with them and come back here for more of game number 3 and see if the Lady Bulldogs can sweep Brownwood. They do lead 16-10, but we'll take a break. You're listening to WYLIE Volleyball live here on 1280 KSLI.
WYLIE School District has remained an athletic and academic powerhouse by dedicating itself to hard work, determination, and creativity. In much the same way, Abilene Teachers Federal Credit Union has remained a reliable source of great service and products since we were founded in 1950. Our 5-star rated mobile apps let you conduct banking at your convenience whenever and wherever you choose. So if you live or work in Taylor County, you're one of us. Join ATFCU and experience the team spirit that's kept us going for 65 years. But more importantly, for this game, go Dogs!
Now, back to WYLIE Lady Bulldog Volleyball. Powered by Taylor Electric Co-op on 1280 AM KSLI.
We're back here at Bulldog Gym. WYLIE and Brownwood now into the third set. And WYLIE serves out of the Brownwood timeout. Brownwood at the net. There's a block by Burden. Another. Yes. It's down for a point, WYLIE. Madison Burden making her presence felt at the net. Number 12, another block. That's another donation to the scholarship fund from our block sponsor, Abilene Pediatric Dental Associates. Brownwood receives serve and spiked by Fowler. And that one is down for a Brownwood point. That's a spike and kill for Olivia Fowler. Just loving the effort tonight at the net from number 12, Madison Burden. Brownwood going to serve. WYLIE up by 6, 17-11 here in the third set, having already won the first 2 sets. There's a tip shot by Karis Christian. Brownwood not to it. Now Leah Cox takes a spike for Brownwood, but it's out. And a point WYLIE, and they're up by 7 now. It's 18-11. Here's Brownwood receiving the serve. And it's a jump ball at the net. There was Karis Christian. And she went for the jump ball. She spikes it down. One of those for Brownwood's first touch. Did not get the volleyball online to their setter. And this one was more of a jump ball between a Brownwood player and Karis Christian, but Karis Christian won the jump, if you will. Then WYLIE was just serving and served it into the net. So after that flurry of points, it's still WYLIE by 7. WYLIE 19, Brownwood 12 in the third set. WYLIE trying to sweep tonight. Lily New a spike, and it's in. Lily New, yes indeed, a kill for number 10, Lily New, taking a spike from the back row. WYLIE up 20-12 here in the Lawrence Hall third set. 5 points away from not just winning the third set. And there's an ace for Ginger Landman. 21-12. Now just 4 points away from winning this set and winning the match. This match not going to take long at all this afternoon. Here's Ginger Landman. Right to left service in play. Brownwood going to Miller. One hand tip. Diving dig, though, by Sanders. Now just a volley by Karis Christian, and yet even the volley going to find the floor. Everything going WYLIE's way today against the Brownwood Lady Lions. WYLIE 22, Brownwood 12. A 22-12 game here in the third set. WYLIE 3 points away from victory tonight and ending a small 2-game losing skid. Brownwood's third touch is just a volley. WYLIE has a free ball on the right. Miller a set. Spike Doby, but it was partially blocked by Brownwood. WYLIE's got it on their side. And a tip, Miller. Now it's up for grabs. Now WYLIE has it again on the right. Now Miller sets up Karis Christian. And the crowd loves it. It's down again. Karis Christian, and WYLIE 2 points away from winning. 23-12. You're in the third set. When this game ends, don't go anywhere. We'll take a short break. Come back with our player of the game. Here is Brownwood receiving serve, and they're not going to receive it well. It's not an ace by who's serving, Landman, but it might as well have been. Brownwood unable to return serve, and here we go, 24-12, and WYLIE has a Dr. Pepper match point. They say one more. All the Wylie fans stand up and raise the number 1 on their fingers. Dr. Pepper match point. Brownwood receives. Miller fights it down for Brownwood. I know Wylie's got a Miller, but that's Tory Miller. But it just means we'll wait at least one more point here. At 24-13 on the scoreboard now. Again, Wylie, a Dr. Pepper match point. 1 point to win the match. Brownwood will serve. First touch, Dobie. Set from Hayes. Setting it for Karis Christian. And that's all she wrote. A no-doubt kill for Karis Christian, and the Wylie Lady Bulldogs defeat the Brownwood Lady Lions and do it in style this afternoon. Not just a sweep. Those are always nice, winning in straight sets, but these were some dominant scores, especially Game 2 and Game 3, as Game 3's final was Wylie winning 25-13. 25-13 on the final there in that third set. And Wylie, as I said, in Game 2 even more dominant. It was 25-9 in the second set. The first set was actually the closest tonight, the one Wylie won 25-17, but it all adds up to a victory for the Wylie volleyball team. And I tell you what, I know that it's all non-district or preseason, if you will, but they do count wins and losses, and there's just so much tradition at Wylie, even in volleyball, that they're just not used to losing, even when they're playing the really great teams, and even schools that, even though Wylie now 5A, playing schools that are even bigger than us. That's no excuses. The Wylie volleyball team, they don't like losing. They make no excuses for any of that, so they didn't like losing to Midland High, didn't like losing to San Angelo Central. The last 2 games certainly didn't like it, but it was back-to-back. So now it's over. I know they're feeling good now here on a Friday, and they're going to celebrate this one, I'm sure, a little bit. And, of course, probably head on over to the football stadium, which is just across the parking lot, to get ready for Wylie Bulldog football tonight. But the win does feel good, as I said. It's now win number 15 on the year. Wylie is 15-12 this season. 15 wins, 12 losses in pre-district, in non-district play for Wylie volleyball, including this straight set win over the Brownwood Lady Lions. We'll go and take our break. As I said, don't go anywhere, as we'll come back with our player of the game, as we always have a player of the game award for you, win or lose, as we have a good sponsor for it. So we'll take care of that business. So if you want to know who is today's player of the game, well, you got to stay with me just a little bit longer. I'll give it to you when we get into the Wylie volleyball post-game show. It's heading your way right now as Wylie defeats Brownwood. You heard it right here. It was powered by Taylor Electric Co-op. We'll take a quick break and get into the post-game show. It's up next for you on 1280 KSLI.
Tracking down the air leaks around my house helped me in my quest to go hunting. See, a little while back, I started stalking and sealing cracks around my windows and doorways. Before I knew it, it was open season on big electric bill savings. Those savings helped me pay for an extra day in the great outdoors, which to me is worth about a week anywhere else. Save energy, save money. Find out how at togetherwesave.com.
A message from your hometown co-op. It's Taylor Electric Cooperative in Merkel.
Dr. Pepper presents recording artists Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. When you're growing up, the world tells you to be just like everyone else. But how boring would that be? When I started writing music, I found the best songs I ever wrote were when I was being completely honest. That's why Ryan and I decided to stay independent. We turned down major label deals because we wanted every single thing that had our name on it to be authentically us. The world needs more one-of-a-kind people. Dr. Pepper, always one of a kind.
Now, back to Wylie Lady Bulldog Volleyball. Powered by Taylor Electric Co-op on 1280 AM KSLI.
And we're back here, ready for our post-game show. There'll be some loud music in the background, as on Friday, the varsity is actually the first game that plays. And so there's actually some JV players for both teams warming up right now. They got some music pumping up the Wylie PA system here at Bulldog Gym, but the varsity did just get through with a nice straight set win over somebody that they used to know, I think, as you used to say that. They used to know Brownwood quite well, but of course we're still very familiar with them and a lot of respect for what they do down there in Brownwood. But Wylie, tell you what, Wylie did what you should do as a Class 5A school, as a larger school now than the Class 4A Brownwood Lady Lions, and that's win. That's win, and win pretty convincingly here in straight sets. 25-17, 25-9, and 25-13, the final set scores. It's really hard, though, to give you a player of the game. So many Lady Bulldogs really shined this afternoon, but I've got a couple in mind. And one, there was just too many blocks at the net to not name her a player of the game, and that, of course, is junior middle blocker number 12, Madison Burden. And she's certainly doing what her position says, middle blocker. She was all over the net, all over the Brownwood offensive attack with some nice blocks and several solo blocks, unofficially 4 solo blocks. All my stats are unofficial, but Madison Burden making her presence felt at the net has to be a player of the game. And I've got one yet, another one that haven't given out one yet to this player. And another player of the game today in the win was number 3, Morgan Morris. Morgan Morris, a player of the game. She had good production for Wylie off the bench, several aces, and even when it wasn't aces, her serve was tying up Brownwood, causing a lot of havoc. And then she was playing fine defense. Morgan Morris was on the back row as a defensive specialist. So I like her game this afternoon and the game at the net of Madison Burden. Of course, several other Lady Dogs solid games like Pearson Sanders, Riley Hayes, Lexi Miller, Lily New was really good tonight. Karis Christian, always so steady out of Christian. But going with Madison Burden and Morgan Morris as tonight's players of the game. And they're Abilene Window and Door players of the game. Abilene Window and Door is the largest window and door showroom in West Texas. Abilene Window and Door, they're located at 4322 Sales Boulevard. That's South Abilene for all us Wylie South Abilene folks. Abilene Window and Door, you can check them out online at AbileneGlass.com. Well, that's pretty much going to do it here. Don't have much more to give you on this post-game show other than let's take a very quick look to next week, especially next Tuesday's game, because I said it was nice to end that small 2-game losing streak that Wylie was on with the win today over Brownwood. The reason why it was nice to win that one, or win this one this afternoon, is because next Tuesday's game is another opponent that's probably going to be better than Wylie, or at least certainly a challenge to beat. And that opponent is Lubbock Coronado. So Coronado is this Tuesday, and it's up in Lubbock. That makes it all the more tough. That gym, not just is it the drive to Lubbock, which we know is pretty intense, at least 2 hours, 2.5 hours. It's just how fast you want to speed up there, is how fast you can get. But not just that drive, it's that gym specifically at Coronado. There's just something about that gym. I've seen it. It gets so loud, and it's like you're already like a set behind when you even get off the bus when you're playing Lubbock Coronado's volleyball team at Lubbock Coronado. It's an intimidating gym. There's this weird glass. There's a lot of glass windows behind the baskets. You know, it's also a basketball court, and there's people that watch it behind the glass, and it's just unusual. It's just something you don't normally see, and it's just going to be tough. It will be extremely tough, but I'm looking forward to it because that is a team that, while it's not in Wylie's district, Lubbock Coronado not in Wylie's district, it's a team should Wylie make the playoffs in their first year as a Class 5A team, should they get into the 5A playoffs, it's a team you could see in the playoffs. Lubbock Coronado is a 5A opponent, and so they would be Region 1, this West Texas region. So any of those Lubbock high schools, while Wylie is not going to be playing district against them, they could be playing all-important playoff games against any of the Lubbock schools. So always good to maybe get a little playoff preview. That's what we have for you, perhaps, with Wylie playing at Lubbock Coronado. That'll be next Tuesday, September the 11th. And that's just going to be a really, really tough game. Wylie going to have to certainly play almost flawless volleyball, but always excited when you're playing the good ones. That's what it's all about here, getting into 5A. It's about playing these really, really tough teams. And while Wylie had a maybe easy time of it over Brownwood, I still enjoyed it because it was the rivalry. But I've been enjoying this tough competition. You might say, well, wait, we've been losing, haven't we? You don't really enjoy the losses. Well, perhaps not, but there's just something about playing these bigger schools. It really, really is cool, and Wylie's got to do it. Wylie is now kind of the small one, if you will. For years, Wylie was the big fish in the small pond, but now in 5A, there's no one's going to feel sorry for Wylie. I know that, but it's not a lie when I say Wylie is now one of the smallest schools in their class. They really are one of the smallest Class 5A schools in the state of Texas. But they're gonna make no excuses with that. They're gonna just try to continue doing what they do in all sports, and that's win district championships and at the very least qualify for the playoffs, qualify for the postseason. So that's what they're trying to do. We're still a couple more games away from getting into district play, but not much longer, really, before district play will start for Wylie Volleyball and head coach Shay Cox. We'll go ahead and sign off here from Bulldog Gym here at Wylie High School. As we do, I do want to thank our producer tonight. He was back at the KSLI studio in Abilene. It was Nathan Wheaton producing this broadcast of Wylie Lady Bulldog Volleyball. For me fans, my name is Matt McGraw, voice of Wylie Volleyball, and as we sign off, we'll leave you with the final scores of the sets that Wylie defeated Brownwood by, as Wylie wins in straight sets tonight. Again, final scores were 25-17, 25-9, and 25-13, a straight set win. You heard it all right here. Wylie Lady Bulldog Volleyball, presented by Dr. Pepper, also powered by Taylor Electric Co-op, and it was streaming at BulldogsLiveOnline.com and 1280 KSLI. Have a great rest of your Friday evening, everyone. Stay dry, but maybe also come out and support the Wylie Bulldog football team. Take care, everyone.
KSLI Abilene.
Broadcasting from the Slotsky studio and online at 1280KSLI.com.
Classic Country is KSLI 1280.